In this video, we're going to check out one of my favorite spots on the southern part of the big island of Hawaii. I'm going to keep the introduction nice and short, so let's go check this out. You're really going to love this.
My name is Kola. You're currently on the outskirts of Kaualumalie, which for over 300 years acted as our island's Buckingham Palace, where if you're beneath the rank of a chief and your shadow touched the sand here, you're immediately put to death. Behind me, just outside of Kaualumalie, is a Great Wall and one of the most impressive archaeological features of Puʻuhonua, Hōnaunau, where it gets its name. The wall sets a perimeter for the last Pu'uhonua that remains intact in the Hawaiian Islands today, a type of temple that people came to elevate themselves at. Pu'uhonua roughly translates as rising or elevated lands. And why I tell people it was like a hospital. If you came here crawling in on your hands and knees sick, you left here elevated with your health. If you didn't have a skill or a purpose in your community, a function, this was kind of like a trade school, a place that many masters resided in, and where you could possibly apprentice under a kahuna and leave here elevated with purpose. But one of the greatest attributes of a Pu'uhonua in ancient times was its ability to absolve kapu, which were the sacred laws that governed our ancestors. The only punishment for committing a crime in old Hawaii was death. And for many, this was their only salvation at escaping that punishment. It was not easy to reach a Pu'uhonua, at least not ours. Being that it was surrounded by royal grounds, you couldn't just walk into ours. You had to access it from the ocean. And this was seen as one of the trials that people had to go through to be granted absolution. Surviving the long-distance swim in shark-infested waters was a sign that they were favored by the akua, and a sign that they deserved another opportunity at Kuleana again. And those who sought refuge here by going through a process of reform could eventually return to their families and communities, retaining the greatest gift of all, their life elevated with purpose.
And so what is the structure over there?
Haleo Keawe. Haleo Keawe is what actually is believed to give power to a Pu'uhonua. Pu'uhonua was really a concept. It didn't actually have to be a place. We've had chiefesses of the past who declared themselves a Pu'uhonua on anything that their shadow would touch. But our Pu'uhonua is empowered by a deification house known as a Hale Poki, and it's named Haleo Keawe, named after Keawe'i Kekaialio Komoku, who was the high ruler of our island during the late 17th century and great-grandfather to our first king. Only rulers of great renown went through this process. But after passing away, they would be immortalized, made into a deity, an akua. and by doing so, their names would be added to our chants. It was something our ancestors did to commemorate historic figures long before written language. But it was their authority that gave power to the protection of the Pu'uhonua.
And then the carved
Ki'i, our images are of Akua, or gods.
okay.
And often when an ali'i was placed inside of Haliokeawe, an effigy was raised in their honor, deifying them as one of the many faces of Lono at our particular heiau. This isn't a standard across all of Hawaii. It's just practices that are protected and perpetuated here.
Cool. Okay. Is there anything I didn't ask you would want to?
Rules of conduct for this site.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't have any signage in these grounds because we're trying to protect the natural beauty and the form the landscape had back in the 1700s to give people a chance to immerse themselves in what Hawaii was like long ago. And why I strongly suggest anyone that comes here reads all the signs that are placed within the breezeway before entering into these grounds, specifically the signs that focus on etiquette and rules of conduct. This is a burial ground still today, and I think the word park in our title is very misleading for a lot of families.
I would definitely agree.
Welcome, just doing an old style of weaving here. It's called Ulana Ie. We use the Ie vine to make different types of bowls and baskets and so forth. And the vine comes from the native forest around the 3,000 foot level. And you'll find this vine growing down from the trees. So when you pick it, it's the best time to weave because it's still green. But once it dries, you kind of want to keep it moist so that it doesn't snap and break.
Goats. Goats. What's up, guys? How are you? Hey, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you're ever in this area on the big island of Hawaii, I highly recommend you stop in here for a couple of hours or all day. If you're a photography enthusiast like I am, you could spend actually the whole day, a couple days here, just trying to capture what it is that's here. This video and the pictures will never do it justice. Until you get here and experience it for yourself, you really won't understand what's going on here. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, go ahead and like it and make sure and subscribe, and make sure you have a great day.